Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to The Reload. This is season 2, episode 5, and today I have a special guest from the Southside of Jamaica, Queens, in the building. Introduce yourself.
What's good, world? Name is Credle, Southside Jamaica, Queens, as you just heard. And just a pleasure and honored and humbled to be, here today on the Reload. Let's get it.
All right, Cradle. So today is gonna be a very good, straight up dope ass interview. I came across your music and everything through Instagram. Thank Instagram for all the different hashtags that they have out
Yes.
there. And the single that I came across was "Fall Back." So this song is also featuring your sister.
Yes.
She goes by the name of it's Moon Sky, right?
That is it.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. See, I know my stuff. I'm doing my homework a little bit. So
Heard you.
t- tell us about this single. Tell us, what brought about the sound, the theme of it, and what's the message behind Fall Back.
Um, everything about it, just from the start of me hearing the beat, it's crazy. Back in November 2015 is when I actually had the beat. And just making sure that my message was getting across the right way. Initially, the crazy part, I didn't even write it about me. Like, I was writing it, for those who are close to me, they know I have a twin brother. So,
Okay.
yeah, it was, it was in regards to that. And just a mixture of relationships that I've, grown up, grew up seeing. And, and I just feel like in general, like everyone's left with that question, which is a rhetorical question, fall back. If you should fall back off that person or not, should you pursue that relationship or should you fall back, and which is better for you at the end of the day. So it's pretty much just asking, yourself that question. And I feel like that's why I resonate a lot with people, where I relate to a lot. To damn near everyone. The
Right.
only people who can't relate is just people who haven't been old enough to be in a relationship, obviously. But as far as worldwide, I feel like it captures a broad audience.
Right. So have you ever had to fall back yourself dealing with different relationships, and give me a good experience where you knew, like, all right, this chick obviously is not feeling me, or I'm doing too much. She's not picking up the phone. I'm trying to call her, but when we in, because when you face to face with somebody, they're one way,
Right.
and when you do split, they go into their household, you in your household. Sometimes that communication isn't the same.
Right. And honestly, I feel like there's levels to it, right? And I
Mhm.
say that because, you can be just starting off talking to somebody and, you can just have first gotten their number or whatever, or you just started talking to them maybe on Instagram or wherever started talking to them from. And it can be a few days in, and, sometimes you be left like, damn, should I double text or nah? Like, she ain't answer my first text after a while. And it's just like that level so fall back on the lower level, right?
Mhm.
And then you got the the beast level, where I ended up what ended up happening to me, pretty much where you've been in a relationship with this person and you're going through those ups and downs, and then
Mhm.
you're ultimately left with, all right, what's the best, decision moving forward, you know, for the both of us, and sometimes you can't see what's the best decision to make, and they have to make it for you. I've been in the situation I pretty much was in, um, was that, we'll just say, I was young, and I made mistakes, and it took her to fall back off me first for it to really hit me and be like,
Mm.
damn, like, maybe she's
She gave
right.
you that wake up call.
Yeah,
Stop,
like
stop fucking with your ass. Okay, I got you. You
I was
learn.
like, damn. So yeah, that's what that's what happened with me.
Yeah. So, with this single, you released it, and would it be part of an album, a upcoming album that you're working on, and when can we look to expect that project to come out, the full album?
Um, well, thankfully, people can marinate on the album that's out now. Lone
Mm-hmm.
Wolf Two Part
Lone
One.
Wolf. Okay.
We'll get into that, a little later. But the funny part is that I made this record before my debut album, and my debut
Oh.
album pretty
Hmm.
much um,
It's a
is
dope
more
album
so.
too.
I appreciate it. It was the debut album was more rap, more hip hop, more lyrical,
Mm.
in that aspect. Where for Fallback, I didn't want to release it first because um, I display my vocal ability. So I feel like with the first project, people would have expected that if I would have released it first.
Mhm.
So I wasn't. I was going through a lot. We'll get through that. Um, After my breakup and everything, and I wasn't in the mood to sing anymore
Mm.
at that time. So it was like I'm gonna just hold on to it and wait until I'm really in that mindset to really go into that zone. And the time was now. So honestly, right now, it'd probably just be a single by itself,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna just be pretty much promoting that through the rest of the year, along with the visual that's available on iTunes and Tidal. Um, while I'm working on the album, which would be a um, separate from the singles.
Yeah.
So pretty much, I just view the Fallback as a transitional record. So you
Hmm.
kind of expect you kind of know what you're gonna get, but not really. But
Right.
I do know that I will be exploring, my vocal ability and seeing where that goes.
Well, that's dope. And so, well, that's good to know because I was thinking, you do a single, that means that single will be on the next album. I like the fact that you call this like a transitional album. So, like you said, you may see something like this on the album that I will release later on, but you may not. But this is just something that keep you entertained and holding on until I'm ready to drop whatever next single or album. And let's talk about Lone Wolf. You got a couple of bangers on there. I did listen to it.
Appreciate
Um,
it.
Definitely Live More.
Mm.
I like the other one with your sister on there. What is it?
Oh,
Did I even
currents.
is it what is it? Current? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one's good. And of course told you in waves. Is waves no waves is an older one,
Yeah,
right?
that's
That's a
way.
little way older one that you. So
That's
I
young
listened
K
to,
Cradle.
yeah, I was listening to all of that. And I can see your growth um in each individual song too. I can see how the growth
Mm.
in the music, the growth in the writing, the growth in the production overall in each song. But let's talk about that. Let's talk about Lone Wolf. What first album, debut album, and what what really got you into wanting to be in the hip hop world, wanting to be an artist, and brought you to where you was like, okay, I'm ready to push out this album.
Um, it's funny because growing up, I always had what I feel like led to my issues or my departure of my previous relationship. Um, Basketball at the time of college, when I really started doing music heavily as well, was pretty much my only outlet,
Mm.
my best outlet at the time to express myself. Um, but like once it was like off the court, it was like I didn't really know how to deal with certain emotions and certain things. Um, so I always did poetry, in high school and before that. So I picked that back up and pretty much relied on it a lot more. And um, honestly, music has been even more than basketball been the best way to express myself.
Yeah.
And I've been able to really get over certain situations and um, challenges and obstacles by, just writing it out and just hearing it. Like even if I don't even drop it, like even if I don't release it, just to hear it that thought is out, like that just clears or cleanses my soul and
Mhm.
just does so much for me. But yeah, when it came to the debut album, particularly, um, I mean, you can even hear it in the record, like you said, a little more. Um, I mean, just going through a lot of mental issues, depression, stress, anxiety. You know, what am I going to do next in my life, and after graduating college, and just comes with a bunch of questions, and what I want to do with myself at the end of the day, and yeah, and just that saying of this first 6 months out after graduation is tough. That is an understatement. At least for me, it
Mhm.
was.
Yeah.
It was really tough. So, just talking about it and hearing fans and even family and friends, struggle through the same thing as far as with their mental health. Um, it really
Mm.
pushed me to even make sure I highlighted that a lot on the debut album. Because one of the songs "On the Way," which is the third record on the album, that
Mhm.
was
I wrote that
inspired.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was definitely inspired by multiple stories, but like the true inspiration behind that one was that one of my cousins was talking about committing suicide, and the only thing that stopped him from doing it was the fact that he saw his kids on his phone. So it's
Mm.
like you never know who's going through it because before you told me that, I thought everything was good. Like we would talk, on a daily, and I would never get those type of vibes. But it's honestly it'd be the most up and high energy people you got to check on the most, honestly. But
Right. That's true, and that's very true. Where how do you feel now, especially like with the state of like what the whole world is dealing with right now? You know, people are dying. People are also experiencing like real life depression. People are walking, suicidal bomb in a way, if that's what you want to say. Like people are on edge. People, they don't know what's gonna happen with them. They're not working. They don't have income coming in. Are you using your music, or do you feel like music is is therapy for you and helping you get through whatever issues that you may be facing right now as an artist, as well as a owner of your own record label and as a songwriter and so forth.
it's been everything, um, damn near.
Yeah, yeah.
you know, um, the only thing at this point is I just wish it's crazy because my studio that I go to is literally like 5 minutes away.
Mhm.
But everything going, I'm still not able to get in. With my engineer and everything, with everything that's going on. So pretty much, I just been full album mode and just writing, rewriting things, going over a lot of records, um, listening to other people's records, supporting them, supporting other artists however I can.
Mhm.
People still dropping music, singles, um, you know, Instagram as well.
Yeah.
Just promoting my content. Showing love on other people's content as well, and just showing that real, independent, especially with indie artists. The community that we gotta have, especially during this time.
You gotta have that support there. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I'm doing it on a musical level, on internally what I'm, doing in my sanctuary, but also reaching out to other people as well, and not only checking up on people um, during my free time, but yeah, just showing love, honestly.
Yeah. So you mentioned songwriting, and I know you are a songwriter. How is that? What's that process? Walk me through your process when it comes to you writing. Are you like the typical writer? Like you want your candles lit around you, getting your mood. Like, what's your process? Is it just something that just sparks in the mind? You write it down, or you remember it, or you go straight to recording? Walk me through that.
Um, well, I can assure you, if I'm in a room with candles lit, it would not be the right. But but for me, I mean, it would make sense, you know, the title of my debut album, you know, Lone Wolf 2.1. But at the end of the day, I know I'm a true lone wolf, and as well as I have the ability to interact with others, I'm just as good being by myself. So
Mhm.
um, for me, I like to um, I like to be by myself. I like to be in my
Mm.
room um,
Mhm.
and just really zone in and get in that creative zone. And honestly, that's the best way for me. Is just to tune out everything and just get away from everybody and really just tune in.
Who are your influencers? Like, who do you listen to? Who do you um you know you feel like is somebody that you is your mentor in your own, in your own mind, or in their own avenue? Because I think you mentioned Kanye West, and who else? Who was the other person?
Oh, Kid Cudi. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kanye
Kid
and Kid
Cudi.
Cudi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kid Cudi.
Uh,
What talk to me about that. Like, why are these individuals that you look up to and that are influential to you?
yeah, I'll say those two. I'll throw Gambino in there too. Just
Okay.
off the fact that not only are they music geniuses, but
Mhm.
um, they're unafraid to be different, to be
Mhm.
unique, to stand out, and create their own. They have their own sounds, and I just feel like when someone listens to my records, that they can't say that I sound like anybody, um,
Mm.
and that's pretty much looking up to them in the aspect of because it's all right to show, you know, moments of inspiration, you know, like
Mhm.
even in Gambino's last album, he had like some samples and stuff. Like it's okay to show like inspirations towards what inspires you, but um, to rip someone's whole sound is a whole different thing. But you know, those are the people I look up to because um, they're able to not only let you know who inspired them, but also still creating their own sound at the end of the day and unafraid to be different. Um, you know, that's pretty much why I rocks with them.
That's why you rocks with them. Now, people know you as the rap artist, the R&B, you singing, you doing the songwriting, but you also started your own record label and consulting, right? Is Or is it just the record label?
No, we do everything that you said.
All right, tell
Um,
us about that. Tell us the name of the record label. What are you guys working on?
gotcha. So, name of the record label was Cradle Entertainment.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, not only are we, um, I mean, I officially started November 2018 as far as you know with the LLC and everything.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I know right now it's me and my sister, Moon Sky, who's on the fallback record, and made her appearance on my debut album. And pretty much right now, we're focusing on her project, and
Mm-hmm.
honestly, you know, everything that I'm doing now is pretty much what I'm looking to do, you know, down the road where, you know, I'm, you know, help
With other
songwriting.
artists. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I want to just be able to get to the point where everything I'm doing for, um, you know, Moon Sky I can do for other artists, which is, you know, right now pretty much executive producer of that project. I'm help songwriting, you know, certain records. Um, I actually make appearance. I'm actually going to be making happy to make an appearance on her project as well.
Okay,
I'm really,
dope.
you know, excited about that and just the overall direction, you know, of the project and how she wanted to look even visually on the screen. You know, when it's time to do visuals, um, you know, what type of style she's going for, or what type of sound and everything like that.
Do you
Um,
guys battle?
yeah.
Do you guys battle a lot, especially with the fact that you're her brother, but also you guys are a business partner. Do you have to, you guys find a balance of how to separate the two? Because those are two different emotions that you gotta, be able
Yeah.
to manage and know how to handle when you are having those tough conversations or just dealing with other people within the industry too.
Yeah, it's definitely it's not always easy, but honestly, I feel like it's the best situation. Um,
Mm,
honestly, to me, because at the end of the day, it's all love, and we all want the same. We're all after the same goal, after the same aspirations. So, I mean, I come from come from sports, so I come with that team mentality, and even championship teams, they have their struggles and their obstacles, but that's what makes them great. And I feel like dealing with how you deal with adversity,
mm.
tests your true character. At the end of the day, and yeah, at the end of the day, whatever we go through, we get through it, and we just know what the bigger picture is at the end of the day. So that's what keeps us in line.
Yeah. So when is she dropping her single? Since
So
you're working
that's
on her.
honestly what we're working on now.
Okay, okay.
Quarantine kind of
Kind of messed up everybody,
shifting
huh?
things. So honestly, like soon as we're able to soon as this is lifted, I plan on pretty much booking a whole day, a full day at the studio. Just recording
Right.
stuff that she has, stuff that I have, um, and yeah, and just really, really, really lock in.
And how you guys are doing the distribution? Because I think you told me you're
Hmm.
working with is it Empire? Is that correct? What you told me, or
Yes.
do you work with other distribution and publishing companies? And how did that deal that partnership develop?
So usually with my album and everything that's out, um, I distribute it through DistroKid. With that,
Okay.
as far as the actual um, music itself, the audio of it, on the recording of it. Going through Empire for the video distribution was different.
Mm-hmm.
My first time, first time just having my music video distributed
Mm-hmm.
any uh, capacity, and it was a dope situation, where um, also partnered with radio pushers who helped as far as exposure and this promotion and marketing of the album as well as the single.
Mm-hmm.
And they pretty much presented an opportunity, pretty much a three-headed monster, if you will. So we got this connection, and um, pretty much they set it up as far as what Empire needed. They told us what they needed from us to make it happen. Obviously, you got to be talented. Obviously, got to have the right quality. Obviously, got
Right.
to, because people's names are attached.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, Apple Title, Zeit, those special websites where the music video is on right now. But
Mm-hmm.
they loved the content, and yeah, it was pretty much a easy process once they saw the music video, and agreed to move forward and actually distribute the video for us. Very thrilled about it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's dope. So, um, what else should we know about Cradle? Kate Cradle. Like, what else should we know? Tell us. Tell us. Let the people know.
um, I mean, for the people might see my Instagram like, oh man, famous or Hollywood. Yeah, I'm as humble as they come. Just talking about from my character wise, uh, just down to earth and just real. I mean, I grew up in basic projects, so I know what it's like to um, struggle some days, and I've been in situations where I've seen what can happen when you go down the wrong road and what happens when you go down the right road. So having that experience, but honestly, just to be real, I put everything in my music. There's nothing I
Mm-hmm.
hide. Um, I'm just real truthful, and I've been out everything. So I know, and I know people can feel it. So I just love being real with people.
Right. So if people wanted to connect with you, say if they wanted to reach out, they wanted to, write some music with you, help them with their writing style, or they want to produce, or they wanted you to help with producing something, or they wanted to be part of the label, how can they get in contact with you?
I mean, they could. I'm on Instagram, um, email as well. Um, I mean, I don't know how you want. Well, I know this audience, so I guess I can say it. So if you want to hit me up on Instagram, you can hit me at K period CREDLE underscore official. The best way is probably either that or honestly probably the best way is to contact us through email.
Mm-hmm.
But you can reach us at through email at a Credle ENT at gmail.com.
Okay, okay, K Cradle.
Yeah.
um, I'm looking forward to whatever next piece you're gonna put out. I'm looking forward to hear more about your sister's single. She has a very nice voice. Just listening to the fallback feature, as well as the single on Lone Wolf. So keep us posted on what's going on with you. Hopefully, next time when we do this interview, the album will be out. A couple of albums will be out. A couple of singles will be out. Maybe you'll have some artists under you by the time the end of the year comes. Shit, you never know.
Yeah.
Do you have any other projects that you're working on that we should be looking out for, or any upcoming events that you may be hosting or putting together that the people should know about?
Well, I would have loved to say that I was supposed to have actually performed two shows. I had two shows in LA on on Thursday,
Mm.
but it's all right. It's all right. It's only postponed. It's
It's
only
only
postponed.
postponed.
It's gonna happen. Um, yeah, I mean, as far as my album, the next one I'm working on is called The Chase, and
Mm.
it's gonna be it's gonna it's gonna be a way different sound than what people are used to. Um, like even the fallback record, even different from that. So I'm excited to continue to work on that, but that's next year. Right now I'm focusing on not only my that project, which I'm taking my time with, but more so, Moon Sky's, project that we're working on. Hopefully, we can have that out by the end of this year.
Okay, okay. Well, I thank you so much for being a part of this podcast, because we're also about to wrap up our season. We have one more episode and probably one cipher that we're trying to do. Um, we're trying to put together and produce, for the world, or for those who are lovers of music. But thank you so much for stopping by, for being a part of this, and we are so excited to see what's next, coming from your projects as well. Okay.
Yes, yes. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Shout out to my family down south, North Carolina. You feel me? Shout out newborn. We out
Newborn.
here. Hey.
All right, everybody. This is Keanna Ward from The Reload. This is again season 2, episode 5. My host, K Cradle, and we're out. Peace.
Yeah.